Hey everybody, we have a really bad situation in Oakland with, first of all, slain Oakland police officers happened earlier today, and the young man died at Highland Hospital. Um, I can't, I'm not at liberty to release the officer's name. I can explain he was an Asian officer working, investigating robbery, and was shot in the head, and that pains me to say that. It really does. Um, my heart goes out to his family and his friends and the police officers who he served with for our great city of Oakland. And this happens in the middle of in from a leadership perspective, uncoordinated time where the mayor is holding out on appointing a police chief because she always wanted to replace LeRonne Armstrong. She wanted an Asian top cop. That was her focus from the beginning. She wanted her person. She wanted to select her person, and she wants to get what she wants by hook or by crook. Some of you, yeah, that's the issue. And as petty as that might sound, well, you're absolutely right. It is. Some of you may remember this post at Zinni62blog.com. Oakland Mayor Thao, Rainier Webb texts Asian sheriff to replace Chief Armstrong. And who is Rainier Webb? At the time, her chief of staff, who originally was going to be her chief of staff as she headed to the mayor's office, was her chief of staff when Shang Thao was District 4 City Council member for Oakland, and then went on a rant, did Rainier Webb, because she had problems with the mayor's husband, Andre. They got into an argument during her inauguration, swearing in City Hall, and Andre was very upset that the mayor had, or that rather the mayor was very upset that Andre had brought his girlfriend. Now, you heard that correctly, okay? This is not stuff you can make up. And so Andre yelled at her in the middle of everybody for about 15 minutes, went on a rant, and left with this young lady, I believe his name was Latasha, walking down the street. Rainier Webb sent me text message photographs of the two of them walking down City Hall along 14th Street, headed toward Broadway. Feel sorry for the mayor that she went through that, but she did. And all during that maelstrom of activity, it was revealed to me that the Mayor Thao, had plotted to come up with a fake news reason to get rid of Oakland Police Chief LeRonne Armstrong. You heard what I told you correctly. All right. It was fake. Fake. For example, the whole idea that he mishandled cases was completely wrong, because the person who actually handles the cases for him is Deputy Police Chief Mendoza, not him. They have 1,500 cases to go through. He doesn't sort through all of those on his own. But the mayor put out that ridiculous claim, fake news claim. Her supporters bought it and spread it out like manure covering the grass. Okay. And so here we are in this situation where, yeah, we've been without a police chief for a year. Darren Allison is the interim. It's not the first time we had that situation, but the difference between when Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf was just that and now is the complete wild turmoil that is Oakland with respect to robbery crimes, carjackings in particular, vehicle crimes, they are at gargantuan record levels, and nothing has been done. Oakland is not safe. You couldn't say that in 2019. You could say that Oakland had some challenges, but hey, by and large, the crime rates were, compared to what's going on now, a walk in the park. So you can't compare then to now and say, well, we had an interim back. Well, even before then, when Ann Kirkpatrick was the police chief, starting in 2015, all right, and then was in the interim role. Completely different situation. 100% different situation. So now we have the additional problem of this young man being killed. And Oakland Police Chief seat unfilled, police officers trying to navigate their way through all of this chaos, and the mayor having the nerve to actually go to Highland Hospital herself rather than handling it entirely other way with Police Chief Allison, the interim, taking control and then being able to come at his direction rather than her own direction. Shane cannot help herself. And there are a number of people who are just massively angry over what's going on and how she's mishandled everything and how she continues to do so. LeRonne Armstrong was exonerated. The claims regarding what he had done in investigations, he was cleared of. By all accounts, he should have had his job back by now. But he was not given his job back because the mayor didn't want to admit she was wrong. Didn't want to be faced with the prospect of reintroducing the man she fired and having it further revealed by action that her reasons were completely made up and unjust. But rather than go through that truth pattern, she continued to ignore him, to reject him, and to reject Oakland Police Commission recommendations that she rehire Chief Armstrong. Well, then there's the other specter. Who wants to be an Oakland police chief right now? With the cost of living in Oakland, with the crime problems, with this awful over-politicization of everything, with a mayor who insists on doing it her way, even though it's the wrong way. Let's face it. She wants to do it her way, even though it's the wrong way. Shane wants to do it her way, even if it's the wrong way. How many times have we heard the mayor offer cover stories, explanations along the "we got this" line when it's quite evident that they not only don't have it, it's slipping through their fingers? The state of the city is awful, just awful. Want evidence for what I'm talking about? More evidence? Consider these exchanges on Twitter I'm about to share with you that underscore what I'm talking about. Just consider this. I'm calling up the screen right now. There is the page. So, police chief there. Now let me expand it out so you can see it better. Excuse me. There. And I'll just put Oakland Police Chief and take the on leave part out. There. Oakland Mayor Thao continues to not hire, this is just 5 minutes ago, all right, to not hire a police chief. And now an officer is killed in the line of duty. Couldn't be worse timing. The calls for her to resign or face a recall should grow a lot louder. This is just 5 minutes ago. Seneca Scott puts out, Mayor Thao is a bald-faced liar. She's now refusing to talk to KTVU because she knows exactly what they're going to ask her. You know, there really ought to be black media here. But unfortunately, we tend to have this thing in the Bay Area where black folks want a white media and don't support black media. You have to fight through that to get out your business. That's another story. Then we have sad news about Oakland doing her job. Cop made the ultimate sacrifice. Criminals don't care. No respect for Mayor of Oakland. Soft on crime. Oakland still don't have permanent police chief. Bad timing. Cop killed before the start of 2024. And I remember what happened 14 years ago. Here's another one. I don't like this word because it's disrespectful to women. All this blank does, Mayor Thao is say all the right things and does the complete opposite. No police chief for almost a year. Pathetic. Get out of Oakland while you still can. KQED. Breaking details are emerging about the death of an Oakland police officer who was shot and killed in line of duty this morning. Sad Asian police officer. I'm not releasing his name. Interim Police Chief Darren Allison said it stemmed from a pair of early morning burglaries at a cannabis dispensary in Embarcadero. As I reported, it was a robbery investigation. Colette says, bring back the former police chief LeRonne Armstrong. Your leadership has proven you are worthless and ruining Oakland, she tweets to Thao. This is my show right now. As Oakland police mourn murder of Officer Mayor Thao tosses Chief Armstrong, wants Asian police chief. And Tony Telmano Gonzalez says, what are you complaining about? The media is portraying the murder of an officer poorly in the wrong part of Oakland? How about the fact our mayor hasn't declared a state of emergency? How about the suspect is still at large? No police chief. Yep. No police chief. All right. And Marin County Confidence says, will Carla Marinucci provide the context that Oakland having an interim police chief isn't so unusual? Saucily, and that part is right. It's not unusual, but the circumstance by which we got here it's the circumstance. It's easy to take your eye off the important part of this, okay? And Vermont says she isn't a replacement for a police chief. Read her background. At least she's native to Oakland, already has an expensive career. Failed leadership and pro-criminal policies are destroying Oakland. Okay. This goes on and on and on. On and on and on. Let me see something here. If I can get out this. Let's see here. Trying to catch some in here. Okay. All right. See if I can get him to come on the show now. See what happens here. Like I said, this is a gigantic mess, folks. And the question is, where we go here? Well, as far as the next round of search for a police chief, the police commission has until is been instructed to give her a new list, and she would make the selection by March. One thinks. You want to take bets on whether or not this whole matter extends to the summer? Could happen. That would be a record. That would be a record amount of time. Again, though, it's the circumstance. Yeah, we've had interim police chiefs before, but only in situations that were far less in need of a symbol at the top, a leader, a person in place without the interim tag. And preferably the guy that was fired, who was fired unjustly, back at the helm. That's the idea. That's what's needed. We're not getting that at all. There's a lot of talk about recall, but there hasn't been, up to this point, any serious work done. None. One moment, please. Just want to see what if I can get one other. This happens to be the Friday before New Year's. Actually, it's the last Friday of 2023. So, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, there we go. I have 4 calls out. 5, 3. Okay. So, at any rate, what's the next step? Well, as it unfolds, visit Zenny62 YouTube. We'll have updates. And I'm trying to also find out, excuse me here, what other new news is coming out about this. T. Wolf says, if the mayor cares, she'll follow through on her promise and declare a state of emergency because Oakland is spiraling down to the depths on her watch. I would say diving. And on December 22nd, the NAACP Oakland branch demanded immediate release of the police chief candidate list. They got the list. They got the release. And we saw what Mayor Thao did. She tossed it. Okay? She tossed it. And Lynn Raphael, who once ran for Oakland at large, said, rejected by the mayor of Oakland for the position of police chief is something one can proudly add to one's resume. One moment, please. I suppose so. Now, there's Lynn. Hold on a second. And Bleacher Dave says she got into a legal tussle with the Oakland Police Commission and it got her.
What's up, Zed?
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Hanging in there. How's about you?
Precisely the same. I'm actually live talking about this police situation, and I thought, hey, I wonder if Lynn would make a comment since she's in the middle of the whole recall issue.
The whole recall
effort, I should say.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, I'll put in my 2 cents.
Okay, cool. All right, hold on a second. Put you on, folks. This is Lynn Raphael. Lynn, my friend, ran for at-large a few years ago, and he's deep in the middle of the effort to recall Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price. Hey, thanks, Lynn. Lynn, what do you think about this whole situation with the sad murder of this Asian police officer in Oakland, Mayor Thao not filling the position, although my sources have told me she's holding out for an Asian cop, top cop. But my point is, we're in trouble, so why should it matter? Just rehire LeRonne. But anyway, I'll shut up because I want to hear your view.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the inner politics, and I don't really want to know them because, as a longtime resident here, it's the end result that matters. There's, yeah, she had whatever her reasons were for firing Chief Armstrong. I disagreed. I thought he should have been kept. But regardless of that, she should not have put us in a situation where, in the middle of massive crime, especially property crime increases, and where we don't have a police chief, that inevitably led to all sorts of problems with basically a headless OPD. All those problems with the missed grants for the retail theft, the not hiring the dispatchers. All of those are intricately tied up with not having a permanent police chief with aides in place, with staff in place who can keep track of that, because two of his top staff were suspended at the same time, and most likely they would have been responsible for keeping on top of the grants and the hiring that got blown off, right? That could,
Hey, also,
so it's a cascading problem, and for her to reject the candidates who her own hand-picked, majority-controlled police commission gave her looks bad, but it is bad. I mean, this wasn't a hostile police commission. This is one that was rearranged to her liking. And they still gave her LeRonne Armstrong again, and as well as two other candidates who, what little I know about one of them, the guy from San Leandro, former Seaside cop. He was very well respected from Seaside. I don't know what his issues were in San Leandro, but it just doesn't make sense to us. Why is she putting us through this situation? It's dangerous.
I'm glad you put that information about the police officer out wearing a Seaside connection, because we only got one part of that. But also, this takes me back to when Shang was just entering the mayor's office, and I put out a piece based on text messages I was sent directly from Rainier Webb, her then chief of staff, who had just went AWOL and quit. And she claimed that Shang wanted and was making up this entire fake news story about LeRonne just to get or pave a way for her to get an Asian police chief. And I thought, oh, and then that was confirmed by another source, actually, even before she contacted me. She was pissed off, Rainier Webb was, that Shang had elevated Brandon Haramy to a position in the mayor's office because she claimed that Brandon Haramy had drugged her coffee. This is all on record, Yeah, I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
I know. I'd like to. I have no idea. But there's the old saying about it, that in Oakland politics, rumors are often correct.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know it. I don't have any firsthand knowledge.
And by the way, hey, you're running for District 1 City Council, yes?
It is true. Yes, I am running for District 1 City Council. And my campaign slogan at this point is City Hall needs an intervention.
Is that a play on Jack Nicholson's "This Town Needs an Enema" line in Batman?
I don't know. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah.
So
yeah, I was going to do something like reducing crime is my highest priority, protecting safety of our residents, and then I looked at all the existing many of the existing council members and the mayor and including and they all have that as their priority on their website, so that everyone gives lip service to it, but in practice it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's almost like a suit you got to put on, huh?
Oh yeah, it's like apple pie and motherhood. Yeah, they say it, they say the words, but they don't make the necessary hard decisions about changing priorities on budgeting and making trade-offs on public safety versus privacy in terms of surveillance and things like that. They're just unwilling to do that.
I'd like to get
Mayor Thao and her majority members on the council simply don't believe that more policing, whether it's technology or staffing, would be effective to reduce crime. They just don't believe it.
They should give it a try
and they think at best it's a waste of money, and at worst it's harmful. So when you're dealing with something like that, it's very hard for the rest of us who live in Oakland.
But Lynn, it begs the question: if that's the case, then what's the alternative from their perspective?
Oh, well, they would tell you, and they sincerely believe it, that without greatly improving the underlying causes of crime, poverty, wealth inequalities, homelessness, there's nothing you can do that will reduce property and violent crime. That's what they will tell you. They will quote you studies about that, and they actually believe it. Though at the same time, you'll have Mayor Thao just a few weeks ago in an interview. I think it was KTVU. She bragged how property crime in certain
I remember that. Right.
Districts had dropped by double digits when she added police patrols. So how Mayor Thao holds these two contradictory beliefs that more police methods won't help, but more police methods do help. I can't reconcile it.
Hey, Lynn, I'd like to get your view on the idea that, well, this is an interim. Someone pointed out that correctly, Ann Kirkpatrick was interim. But my retort was that back then, the situation wasn't as dire as it is now, when you need a titular head to call the shots and give some order to chaos.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I understand the criticisms of Chief Armstrong, but in the overall scheme of things, I don't think there were any police use of guns during his 2-year realm there. No. And the stuff that he's accused of did not harm any. That he was accused of didn't harm anyone. No.
Then he was exonerated.
Yeah, and he was exonerated by yes, but you're right, by the arbitrators.
Yeah.
Who unfortunately didn't have binding arbitration power over him. But right, the other thing is in the when you're trying to get police accountability, you have to have a long-term stable police chief to put those things into effect and make sure people toe the line and it's implemented. Mm-hmm. When you change police chiefs every 2 years, rank and file naturally figure, hey, this one's going to be gone in another year or two. Why bother paying any attention to him?
Yeah,
it's just counterproductive for police accountability also. So
recall the mayor. Do you think? I remember we talked about that before, and you didn't think there was the climate to do that.
I'm not a big enthusiast of recalling any mayor of Oakland at this point. It's because to a large extent, it's the city council majority that holds the vast powers, most of the power in the city of Oakland.
Well, Bishop Bob Jackson wants them all thrown out. Did you know that?
What's that?
Bishop Bob Jackson wants all the council members thrown out now. He's on a tear.
I wouldn't go that far. No, I wouldn't. But for sure, the council members who basically form the coalition that supported Thao, Mayor Thao, are problematic, and they really are. They really stand in the way of us dealing with at least bringing our crime down to the levels of other cities. Yep. I mean, if you saw the recent FBI statistics, in most other cities in the United States, most categories of crime have dramatically dropped the last year.
Right.
Yes, but not here.
No. And yes. I hope that number stays that way. I'm concerned regarding the income issue, but that's another subject. So, how's the recall process going with respect to Pamela Price?
I'm very active in it, but I'm not a member of the committee, so I would not know the details exactly as to how many verified signatures we have. So you're best to ask a member of the committee on that. But what I have been told by the committee people is that they're aiming for no later than mid-January to submit the signatures.
Now,
but I and then not from any insider information, I'm very sure that any additional contributions of money or time that people could make would be greatly appreciated, because you never know when on these recall signature collections, when all is said and done, how many signatures, how many signed petitions will be challenged, how many will pass muster. It's always somewhat of a crapshoot. So you always want as many more as possible as a cushion.
I'm curious, has she, from your observation, gotten better as a result of this pressure, or worse?
Yeah, well, not at all. It's one of the arguments I remember hearing at the beginning, and I still hear, is give her more time. But DA Pam Price has been extremely consistent in her positions and her policies, and she hasn't changed a bit.
There goes that idea.
Yeah, she's very consistent, and she was very upfront about it. But people just didn't realize. They just didn't realize. Maybe they didn't pay attention to what she was saying. I know when I collect signatures, lots of people come up to me and say, "I voted for her, but I didn't realize what her positions were and what the implications would be."
Fascinating. Hey, so in closing, hey, Lynn, tell them your website for your run for City Council in District 1.
Well, it's not current. When it is up, it'll be lensforchange.com. LENSFORCHANGE, Lens for Change.
Is that a double entendre where Lens is providing a lens for change?
Absolutely.
Got it. Not bad.
All right,
my friend.
Thanks.
You got it. Happy New Year.
You too. Bye.
All right, see ya. Lynn Raphael running for Oakland City Council District 1 seat, currently held by Dan Kalb, who is running for California Senate. So there you go. I think Lynn's a good man. I think Lynn will make a fantastic District 1 council member. So anyway, there we are. All right, so I put in a call to let me see one more time if I can catch this person before I go out here. 1 second.
Hello.
This is Zinni Abraham. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hey, I'm on live, and everyone's saying you got to talk to the bishop. And I said, I want to get the. Can I put you on live and because I want everybody to hear what you have to say. Is that okay? Cool. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Legendary Acts Full Gospel Bishop Bob Jackson. Bishop, thank you very much. What is going on in Oakland, man?
Well, as you can see, it's lawlessness like we've never seen. And it's just the lack of leadership that we've never seen before. And no one really, to me, knows what to do. And the people who do seem to know what to do are not adhered to. And so it's just a ball of confusion. It seems like the lawlessness allows people to do all kinds of things and get away with it. And they don't go to jail anymore. The police have low esprit de corps, I'm saying morale, because they lock a guy up for doing things. And the next thing you know, before the ink can get dry on the papers, the guy's back out on the street again. So it's a lot of things that's happening that shouldn't be happening. And there's people that anti-police, don't want police, defund the police. We don't need the police. And then you see all the things that happen as a consequence of not having police. And then all of a sudden people are saying, well, you need to do something. Well, can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? So we need police officers. Can't get anybody to even join the police force. Can't get even anybody to be 911 dispatchers. And they pay good money. But just any identification with the police is a problem now. So I can't really answer the question because I'm in the same position you're in. I have no idea what's going on.
And the mayor, I remember her chief of staff, Rainier Webb, and a source both told me she wanted an Asian police officer and actually made up this whole story about LeRonne not doing his job properly just so she could get clearance to put in the person she wanted. Had asked to talk with an Asian sheriff. Don't know wherever he came of that, but I have the text message that Rainier Webb sent to me because she was pissed off that, first of all, she went AWOL earlier over an issue with the mayor's husband. And then after she left, or just on the way out, discovered that the mayor had elevated Brandon Haramy to a policy position in her mayor's office. And she claimed, Rainier Webb did, that Brandon Haramy had drugged her coffee. This is Rainier Webb saying this, okay? So that just gives you an idea of the craziness going in. Remember Mayor Thao is still under investigation by the Public Ethics Commission, as quiet as it's kept.
I did know that.
Yeah.
I don't think the voters knew it either. The other thing is, since you mentioned that, that ranked choice voting, I mean, this really has to go.
I agree.
And the voters, and I'm praying that all of the voters are listening to your podcast, because ranked choice voting, I think, has put us in the position we're in. And Mayor Thao should have never been elected mayor. And it's only through ranked choice voting that it happened. So to me, that ought to be enough for everybody to see that that's not a good idea. You can end up with the person you really don't need, instead of the person that was fit for the job lost the election because of ranked choice voting, which makes no sense at all. In the name of trying to save money for the city, we end up paying more money behind crime and violence and all the things that are happening. The city is running a deficit right now. And it's just, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. I've been here 78 years. I've never seen anything like this in the city of Oakland.
Where do we go from here? Lynn says he's not behind the idea of recalling the mayor, but I was told by someone that you want the whole city council kicked out. Is that right?
Well, I said it like this. People have a tendency to requote me and say things that I say, but the honest thing about it is I don't see the city council that we have. I see one man who really stands up and shouts, and that's Noah Gallo from District 5. The other people seem to be, I don't know where they're at as far as public safety is concerned. One of them deals a lot with trash and pick up trash. We need to clean up our city, and I agree with all of that. But our primary focus ought to be on public safety. Mm-hmm. It's not safe for the old people to be on the street, not safe for kids going to school, not safe for you to be in your own home, and muggers and robbers and stuff are just have liberty to do what they do. And to me, it's ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
I don't know I don't know where we're headed if we keep in the direction we're going. So that was my thing, that we need to vet city council people a lot more than we do. Make sure that they're just not on somebody's payroll. That's putting them in position so they can fund or become vocal in whatever they're trying to accomplish in the city. But we need people that's going to focus on the citizens, the people that are here, the taxpayers, people who live in this city. I'm out in the neighborhood all the time, and I hear what people are saying. I hear their hearts. They're afraid. They're scared. A lot of them want to move out. Some of them are stuck and can't move out. The point I'm saying is we have a real problem going on.
Yeah, I'm caregiver to my mom. I'm here in Georgia. I got my place in Adams Point, but I saw a video where, of all the places in Adams Point, Bishop, this dude was climbing over the fence to my complex.
Oh, wow.
Scaled it. And I'm like, what the, yeah. And I'm thinking, so I'm going to go back and I'm thinking, is this guy just trying doors or what's going on? Fortunately, nothing happened to my place, but something happened to somebody.
Could have been, yes, because we have a lot of that nowadays. Cars circling through the neighborhood, doing all kinds of things. But the thing that's interesting to me is the fact that the city, speaking of the city council, they put up a proposition, whatever, and they passed a resolution that they wanted a ceasefire in Gaza.
Yeah.
And they rallied about it, and they ratified it, and they promoted it. We want ceasefire in Gaza. I said, hey, excuse me, but can you put up a resolution? We want ceasefire in Oakland.
Yeah, and hey, look, I'm all for ceasefire in Gaza, but come on, that should come from the president of the United States, right?
Yeah, can you take care of your own city first, and then we can go to Gaza? But right now, I think we're at things. That the police officer that was killed this morning. Yes. In the city of Oakland. Very sad.
Yes, our condolences. Yes, definitely.
And we're praying for his family. What a hardship, what a sacrifice he's making out there to protect and to serve our businesses and our community, and then he gets gunned down like he did, and terrible. The point I'm saying is I believe that's 125 homicides we've had this year. And it's not over yet. It's 125. Last year, this time, we had 120. Yep. So when the mayor gets up and says, oh, the crime is going down, the city's doing, don't worry, everything's going to be, it's not going down. And everything is not the way it needs to be.
Oh, and Bishop, let's add to that a record number of vehicle thefts, something like over 10,000 vehicle crimes.
14,000.
Thank you. 14,000. Unheard of.
Unheard of. That's because we've got these chop shops that's existing in the city of Oakland, and they're chopping those cars. They're taking the motors, they're taking the engines, and they're taking all this stuff. And it's organized crime because somebody's buying those parts from those guys that's ripping those cars, and they know what cars they want. So they're stealing certain cars and that kind of thing. And it's going on because it's a moneymaker.
So we have a criminal, what you're telling me is we have a criminal industrial complex.
Exactly. The catalytic converters were the same way. They busted a place out in Hayward, and it had these great big bins of catalytic converters. I'm telling you, all kinds, just 4 or 5 bins full of those catalytic converters, where this company out there in Hayward were buying those things off these guys that were stealing them off the cars. And they were paying little money, shipping them overseas because they had some kind of precious metal inside of the catalytic converter that was worth more than the car was.
Oh.
Yeah, they were shipping them overseas. And this place in Hayward, police finally busted them. That's why you don't see the catalytic converters being stolen like they used to be, because they finally busted those guys that was running that ring. Again, organized crime is running these kind of things. And this is a question I want you to ask your audience. Where are these people getting these guns from?
Yeah. I mean, that's the question of the day. And the answer has never been provided. Remember when Robert Bob was city manager and they offered money to get those guns off the street?
I do.
We could do the same thing now.
We could. But one of the questions that came up was that if everybody would get rid of their guns, the good people, then the only people would have guns is the bad people.
Right. Right.
So it didn't turn out to be a real good idea.
No.
Anyway, a lot of people were bringing old flintlocks and old guns that if you tried to shoot it would probably blow up on you. They were paying $250, $300 a gun. It was just,
Oh my God.
anyway. But it was an attempt to try to do something to curtail the crime in the city of Oakland. Look, I hope I've been a help to you.
Oh, you have been, sir. Thank you.
But I'm going to have to run.
Hey, I appreciate the time. God bless you.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. That was a legendary Bishop Bob Jackson. Come on. Oakland Panda says, I've lived in Oakland for nearly 20 years. It's the worst level of crime I've ever seen it. And then follows up with, where is Oakland Mayor Thao right now? Her lack of leadership is unacceptable. I agree. We need change. And the only way we are going to get action is to finally pull the trigger and test the recall waters. Hey, look, if she survives it, she survives it. Great. But I believe that the pressure recall will make her, will forge her into a better leader than she has been. Because today she's been awful. All right. It'll do one of two things. Either she'll get better as a result of the effort, or she won't and she'll be recalled. All right. But it has to happen. I don't see any other way. We're not doing economic development. The mayor's job, it is in the charter that the mayor's job is to do economic development. That is in her, not just her job description. The city charter mandates that she does it. She hasn't done it. We've lost the Warriors, not her fault. The Raiders, not entirely her fault. Ye's her fault, along with Oakland Mayor Libby Schaff. All right. We've lost countless number of businesses. And the East Bay, 11,500. Horn Barbecue, vandalized. Where was the mayor? All right. Did you know about that? Where was the mayor? Yeah. Horn Barbecue, vandalized. And in West Oakland, Matt Horn treated horribly by some members of the media who tried to make it look like, they did it. I'm serious. That's what SF Gate did. They ought to be, what was the term that the mayor and Jaws used? Hung up by their Buster Browns? Yeah. Hung up by their Buster Browns. Awful stuff. Okay. Awful stuff. As opposed to pointing out the fact that, as our vlogger Richard Hake did, hey, look, you got all these businesses around here. A number of friends of his have been, as he says, hit up, robbed, or worse, all around Horn Barbecue. Where is the police presence? Where's the mobile substation that can be set up right there on Mandela Parkway? Why not two of them? Hey, how about three? One closer to downtown, the other in that area of West Oakland. All right. What is going on that the city quite literally acts like it's paralyzed to take action? Meanwhile, business after business after business is closing for different reasons related to crime. And many of the criminals who've done this have walked off without being caught. Indeed, the person who killed the police officer today is still at large. Did you realize that? Still at large. All right. What is going on? And what do we have to do to get the city to act? Recall seems to be the only way we can at least have some idea, some hope of getting something done, because the current direction is leading us nowhere. And as Bishop Bob said, he's down there in Oakland. He's down there on the streets. He talks to people every day. He hears the anguish in their voice. He hears the tears of those who've been attacked. They're afraid to go out. Imagine that. If you don't have a car and you have to be walking distance to a grocery store, yet you're afraid to walk. Delivery service, have it delivered, but then, hey, the delivery person gets held up too. Are you kidding me? This is the situation we have. It's not a good one. What will it take to turn things around? We've got to talk recall. We've got to do recall. Test the waters. Again, if the mayor survives, the mayor survives. If the council members survive, they survive. But something has got to be done to change the current state of affairs. This cannot be allowed to continue. It must stop. I know it. You know it. Oakland Panda says, what is your analysis on why Mayor Thao is not taking action? Because she doesn't want to admit that she's wrong. Only her idea matters. That is Shang's thing. It's a youthful behavior, if you will, that I've got this. I know better than you. I have the title. You don't. I won the election. Your guy didn't, which is the wrong way to think. We have never had a mayor of Oakland in modern post-World War II history that has behaved like Shang Thao. Partly enabled by our strong mayor system, which I believe we need to change. There are people who disagree with me, but that's another point. But she's bullheaded. She's as someone will say, she's stubborn like bull. She is. She is bullheaded. She wants to do things her way that are politically oriented to make her look good. All right. So now she's scrambling. Okay. She's scrambling. I mean, you're talking to a guy, me. She texts me and says, I want to learn about enhanced infrastructure financing district and how it works in tax increment financing. So she requests a Zoom meeting with me, but she doesn't want anybody to know that we met. Think about that. We met February 2nd, 2022, when she was in the middle of her run for mayor. All right. She gave me homework, but she didn't want to pay me. Huh? She says, I have a consultant. We have a consultant. Why are you talking to me? Right? Then she subsequently avoided my requests for interviews about whatever subject. All right. So I thought, you know what? You're going to play it that way. I'm going to play it my way. I'm honest. I'll tell you what's going on. I tell everybody. And I tell today. We have never had a mayor of Oakland who acts the way she does. It's not getting any better. And people are suffering, arguably dying from it. No, I'm not referring to the police officer. I'm talking about economic development, people suffering. I'm not making that connection. That's not right. No. I'm talking about what people are going through. Hold on a second. So you called my number. I didn't know who this was. Sorry. I was doing it in the middle of my show, so I thought maybe you were calling the comment or something like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me just check here.
Are you representing Carl Chan? Oh, okay. Oh, no. But thank you so much. Okay. All right. So that wasn't, that was Carl Chan. That was not. And we're expecting Seneca Scott any moment now. Let me see if he's ready. And Hopper says Oakland needs to make recall the mayor. Yeah, we do. I mean, enough's enough. Okay. This is just gone. This is beyond the pale, what we're going through. Beyond the pale. All right. And any second now, Seneca Scott will join us on camera, I believe, or however he chooses to do it. And we'll get his view about this awful, chaotic situation that we're going through. Can't be described in any other way than that. It is horrible. It's horrific. And it is also totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. we deserve as a city better leadership. Leadership is action, not inaction. Not using your office to make yourself look good at the expense of the many. That's what Shang is doing and has done. The state of affairs has to stop. And it pains me to say this. I'm not one who trumpets the idea of recall, but this is necessary. All right? So I am, okay? I'm on the bandwagon. I know Lynn Raphael's not for it, but I'll tell you, if it keeps getting hotter, even Lynn will change his mind. He can be a stubborn old, but he'll change his mind. We've got to change the situation. There's no way, no other way that I can see. If you can see a better way that works, let me know. I can't see it. I don't know of one. I tried. I keep looking at that thing different ways. But we have too many people who are just frightened. We have people leaving Oakland. Where's the real estate community? Because ultimately, the real estate community is impacted by all of this. You want people to actually fill your residential complexes? You talk to me about Tidewater wanting to build downtown. Are they prepared to go bankrupt if no one wants to be in their building? Just asking. Here's the legendary Seneca Scott. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy, what's up, brother?
Chaos, man. I've had Len Raphael on, Bishop Bob, and now yourself. The man who shot the officer, rest in peace, is still at large. The mayor's playing politics, so you know about that better than I do. Well, about the same, doesn't matter. But this is your time, man. I want you to tell me what the heck is going on and what you want to see done about it. I'm for recall. I've been nice about it, but now I'm like, you know what?
Oh, no, you know what? No, that's exactly what we're doing. I just got off the phone. We're making calls. We're getting our first 250 signatures, and we're going to be recalling the mayor Thao. People have lost their lives. Businesses are failing. And at this point, gross negligence is the terminable offense, elected or not. We have a recall procedure for a reason. We're talking about someone who won by 600 votes when 3,000 plus votes were disqualified, particularly from areas that are being underserved right now. We still don't know why those people's votes were disqualified. We may never know, but what we do know is Thao got to go. And I think that sentiment is widespread. Unless your name is Brandon Harami or you're a paid operative, I don't see anyone defending her online anymore. I want you to do something, Zenny.
Yes, sir.
Can we do something?
Yes, sir.
Can we go to Tao's mayor's webpage right now?
Sure.
Absolutely. And I want you to bring up her endorsement list. And I want you to scroll through that endorsement list. And I want to make a public plea for everyone on that list to speak out the same way you spoke out and endorse this person. Mm-hmm. If you still support her, tell us you still support her. And if you don't support her, you need to be vocal that you don't support her anymore. It's okay. It's okay to have voted for Shane and see what you saw and said, you know what? Nope, that's fine. How many of us have hired someone we thought was going to be great and then had to fire them? It's painful. It's happened to every person who's been a supervisor for any lengthy period of time who's hired people. You've hired people who you thought when you hired them were going to be the best people. Fast forward 1 year in the job, you got to let them go.
Yep. I've got her page and I'm pulling up into this area. Now, you asked for the endorsements, right? Here it is. That says we support Shane. Here it is. I scroll down. AC Dems, Planned Parenthood, the Firefighters, Sierra Club, National Union of Healthcare Workers, California Nurses Association, the welding and construction trades, labor, Oakland Tenants Union, the SEIU Local 1021. Yay, my union when I was there.
I used to run that union in East Bay. So.
Oh, good people. Case in point. Luna, California Working Families, Our Revolution, Bay Area Reporter, East Bay for Everyone. My friend Rob Bonta, Dolores Herta, Fiona Ma, no, my other friend, Anthony Redden, Elois Reyes, Ro Kahana, Mia Bonta, the great Mia Bonta, my friend, Nate Miley, Richard Valle, rest in peace, Elise Castro, Gay Paracab, Pastor Billy Dixon Jr., Reverend Ken Chambers, Nikki Bass, Council Members Bass, Council Member Kaplan, Council Member Calb, the former council member and great man Dick Spees, Roseanne Torres, Amy Allison, who I haven't talked to in some time, Jamise Myers, Jose Dorado, Cheryl Walton, Crichton Davis, and Walter Riley, among the great many.
No, keep going.
Oh yeah, there's a longer list here. I know organizations: Alameda County Democratic Party, Planned Parenthood Advocates Marmonte, Oakland Firefighters Union, Sierra Club San Francisco Bay Chapter, League of Conservation Voters of the East Bay, California Nurses Association, Wellstone Democratic Renewal Club, John George Democratic Club, East Bay Stonewall Democratic Club, Alameda Labor Council, Service Employees International, SEIU 1021, SEIU United Health.
We already read a bunch of those. If you scroll down, you'll see a bunch of individual names.
Oh yeah, you got it. Okay. We've got here all the way down. It's a long list of elected and appointed officials.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh yeah. So here's the point I'm trying to make here. Where are all these people now that she's burning our city down? Where are all these people? You guys are all accountable. Some of them are our friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They are all accountable. Right now. You told us this person was qualified.
Yep.
She is not qualified. What vetting process did any of these people do? Or was it a favor for a favor?
My friend Rick De Silva. Rick, you watching this? There's your name. Mike, my friend Mike Gilmetti. There's Mike right here. My goodness. There's Jeffrey Pete here too. Man. Education leaders. This is a huge list.
So I want to know what these people are saying right now.
So do I.
It's like when you get married and you have the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. What does the preacher say? All of you are here accountable to this married couple. Make sure that you keep them. All these people in these organizations you see here are accountable to Oakland voters. They help persuade Oakland voters to nail the election. After all of this, she still barely won.
Yep.
Even with all of this, she still barely won, if she really won. Because again, 3,000 votes were disqualified, and we don't know why. And most of those votes that were disqualified voted for Lauren, and we do know that because we can look at the cast voter record.
It was
already. She didn't file on time. There's a lawsuit about that. Leanna
How's that going? Do you know how that lawsuit's going, by the way?
I had to talk to Marlene. I don't know what's that. I'm a witness in it, though. I need to see what's going on with it. But anyway, I just feel like she's got to go. I think everybody knows it. And in the state of emergency, she clearly said two things in that Fox interview, KTVU. I'm going to call a state of emergency if I don't have a police chief by the end of the year. She also said all these cameras, and these cameras will be up in 6 weeks. Both of those were lies. Then she came back on the show 2 weeks ago and lied and said, I never said I would call a state of emergency if I didn't have a police chief. I said if I didn't have the 3 names. Well, that was a lie. So she lied. Then she lied again. And then she got the 3 names, and she still ain't called one. So then she lied about the lie. So, like, at this point, man, like, this lady is pathological. I tried to warn Oakland. I tried to warn y'all that she was just bad news. I told everybody during the campaign she was a puppet. You know how I feel about our mayor, Thao. I'll give you a treat, Vinny. Since you're my friend.
Yes, sir.
Since you're my friend. My name is Shin Thao, and I'm going to be recalled. I'm going to get recalled because I'm just...
I got to give you the solo. Put that up again, Seneca. I give you the solo.
It's coming. We got more of that coming soon.
Okay.
But anyway, look, these people need to be embarrassed and ridiculed and dragged out of Oakland in shame. How in the world could you have gotten LeRonne Armstrong like one of your short list? God gave you a me culpa opportunity, Shen.
Yep.
All you had to do was say, you know what? I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to learn on the go. There's a lot going on. I may not be happy with his service, but right now, Oakland needs a police chief. We're going to give LeRonne Armstrong his job back.
Yeah.
There would be no recall.
Yeah. Plus, Seneca, he was exonerated. But you know what it is? She doesn't want.
She doubled down, though. She doubled down and she was still right. She doesn't care. She just moved the goalpost from he did something wrong to I just don't trust him.
Right. No, she can't stand being wrong.
Well, she's wrong about everything. She can't stand being wrong in the corner when we recall her, but I'm over it. I'm angry. I think a lot of people are angry right now.
Yeah. We have
So
to change. We have to.
I need to know if you endorse her, if you're on that list, you better speak out.
Yeah, here it is, folks.
Better speak out. Yep. Whoever, you know what I'm saying? Yuck Chan is or Pam, you're moving it too fast. I can't read it.
Oh, sorry. It's a long list.
It's a long list. Whoever those neighbors are, like I said, no hard feelings. Like many people, we've hired people who we thought were going to work out. They didn't work out. You need to help us fire this negligent employee.
Yep. He was acting against the law. There's Naomi Schiff. A lot of names. Carlos Uribe. Emily Wheeler. Partial list. So there you go.
Well, I say this.
Out of here. Oh man.
When I called Daniel Swapper, who's up there, you know Daniel?
I don't know him personally.
Okay, but you know who he is.
Yeah.
Daniel's cool, man. He throws Oktoberfest. He does all this great work with Montclair Business Association. He ran for office before. He didn't win, but it shows that he cared enough about his city to throw his hat in the ring, which is admirable for anyone who takes that, leap of faith. Is incredibly brave, especially people doing it for the right reasons. I asked Daniel, what you doing on Shin's webpage? And he said he didn't give her permission to put her there.
Whoa.
And I believe him. Shin is a liar.
Huh.
She's a cheat. She's a crook. Where are those ethics investigations? How did she defund the ethics department? She defunded the ethics department in her budget, and there's open cases on her. Leanna Powell, still open. She used City of Oakland time to campaign. Illegal. Should have been disqualified. Filed late. I'm sorry, I didn't want to give a middle finger to you, but that's a shame. Filed late for the ballot. City covered it up. Doctored the timestamp. Lied about the timestamp being missing. And they had to do it manually. Erased the footage of the day that proved that she showed up late. It's like, what in the world is going on here? Are we living in, what do they call it, kangaroo court or
a banana republic?
Yeah, well, I've been saying that we're slipping into totalitarianism on multiple levels in America. Look at what's going on with the presidential.
Yep. Yeah.
You got crazy people running. Ain't no good choices. Crazy man on this side, Genocide Joe. Crazy Trump on this side. What are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? Come on, man.
Hey, Seneca, it reminds me of that song by Steelers Wheel, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
To the right, yes. That? Now I'm stuck in the middle of you. Somebody got their ear cut off in Reservoir Dogs to that song. That was the song that the guy played in that famous scene in Reservoir Dogs, the Tarantino movie.
Yeah. Great
but
movie.
it's good to see you, man. I got some work to do getting this.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for stopping by. You got it, man.
We're recalling her. It's going down.
Let's keep going. Let's get it out. We have to get back to competent leadership. And it's nothing personal against Shang. I want to, this hurts. It hurts like the Dickens because she became a monster. She changed. She became power hungry. The old Shang wasn't like this. Or maybe
she wasn't. Well, she came in for help on the infrastructure tax. We finance stuff. Sorry, what is it? The EIF, whatever it's called.
Get this. She asked for my help, but she said, don't tell anybody we met. And then she didn't want to pay me for the homework she gave me. She said, I already have a consultant. I said, well, what are you meeting with me for if you already have a consultant?
Well, why don't you hire you?
Right. I was thinking to that day, I'm thinking, what was I supposed to get out of this? Right? Because she requested it out of the blue and then subsequently rejected or ignored every interview request I had. So I thought, okay, fine. You're going to play it that way. I'm going to start yapping about how you treated me. Why not? Like I'm supposed to be treated like a dog or something.
Well, I know Festivus is already passed, but we're going to air our grievances with Mayor Thao, and we're going to have a do-over. We elected Mayor Thao on the slimmest of margins in Oakland's history, while disqualifying more votes than ever in Oakland's history. During an election where they moved from 3 to 5 choices in ranked choice voting with no voter education or voter disclosure, where the registrar's office ran 2 websites at the same time, one saying it was 3 choices, one saying it was 5, where they violated our city charter 3 different ways in that election anyway, because we're supposed to have 10 choices from our city charter, and the way that they counted them was wrong. It should have been over at around 5 when the total number of votes. I mean, come on now, like how many mistakes can you make in an election and keep its integrity? Right? At this point, we don't have election integrity for Oakland's mayor's office. And then she does this?
Big time. No, I mean, it's shameful. And shamefully so. Okay, let's put an apple on that. Shamefully so. Okay?
Shamefully so. And why is the robbery still employed by the city of Oakland? What does our chief resilience officer do? What is his salary? Why are we paying that?
I tell you, but that guy's doing cyber stalking on taxpayers' dime too. You realize
he has been for years.
Yeah.
We questioned him. There's an open ethics investigation on him. What's the status? We clearly proved. I sent Simon and the public ethics department his fake Twitter we busted, that we used his City of Oakland number to open it, so we know it was his without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
And then if you combine, we put in a spreadsheet, Zenny. If you combine the gay inspector account, Brandon Harami's official Twitter, his Nextdoor account, his Reddit account, and his Facebook account, he was spending upwards of 16 hours a day.
No.
There's no way you could escape taxpayers' time on that.
We were all, Shang, Brandon, and I, we were all friends. They changed. And I can point the moment they changed, October 2021, they changed like that. And I'm curious to this day, I want to know why. I used to be able to call her, get a statement. Brandon and I would have these pleasant conversations in the middle of trying to, get when she was council member and everything else. All right. We were all cool. And then I got a call from somebody, I won't say who warned me and said, Shang has become a monster. All right. In the pursuit of power. And just began, I said, what do you mean? My friend said, man, she's throwing everybody under the bus. And I made a video about it too, to call her out. I said, hey, you know what? Don't act like Tracy Flick. We got Tracy Flick.
But I mean, that's who she was all along.
Sadly, it's very sad.
It is. And it's very sad that
I know you got your work to do. Come on back, brother.
Oh, we'll be on. We have I'll tell you offline, but it's going to be a busy year in 2024. So looking forward to it, and also bringing Oakland together. This is going to bring us together around getting her out. And we're going to create high information voters in Oakland, not low information voters. Not people who just do whatever the Central Committee says or whoever gets the mailers that have all those endorsements. What can all those endorsements mean anymore if it gave us her?
That's right. And folks, we want all corners of Oakland. I don't care where you come from. All my friends in the hills, my friends in the South, followers, my gay friends, trans friends, friends who are athletes, everybody. This is one Oakland. We got to get everybody together to get this done, okay? Everybody. Right, Seneca?
That's right. And we're going to do it.
Yep.
All right. We deserve better. Please,
Definitely.
brother.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to sign off in honor of my friend over here. Subscribe to Zenny62. Please share this. We need change in Oakland. This makes me want to cry because, again, I consider Sheng a friend. Okay? But this is beyond that. This is about righting the ship that is the city of Oakland. Our city, is listing. Okay? It's not good. Now, if you want to say, Zenny said the city is in a shitty position, you could say that too, because it is. All right? Happy New Year and live long and prosper. And stop by tomorrow evening for our end of the year recap live stream. I'll see you.